So, if you're navigating the world of Indian academia, you have definitely heard about the UGC NET exam. But what is the real difference between qualifying for NET versus getting awarded JRF? It's a question that trips up a lot of people. So let's spend the next few minutes decoding it once and for all. Okay, let's tackle the big question right from the get-go. How in the world does one single exam spit out two completely different sounding results? It seems kind of confusing on the surface, but I promise the logic behind it is actually pretty simple. So this is the heart of the confusion for so many people. Are NET and JRF two separate exams that you have to apply for and sit for? Well, the answer is a very simple, and maybe for some a surprising, no. Nope, they are not different exams at all. There's only one exam, the UGC NET. The best way to think about it is this. NET and JRF aren't separate tests. They're more like two different tiers of achievement. Your final score on this one exam determines which level you unlock. To really get the difference, let's start from the ground up. Let's build the foundation. What exactly is the NET qualification? So NET stands for National Eligibility Test. And, the name really says it all. Its main job, its whole purpose, is to certify that you meet the bare minimum requirement to become an assistant professor in any Indian university or college. Think of it like your essential entry ticket, your passport to a teaching career in higher education. So, just how competitive is this? Well, NET is awarded only to candidates who score in the top 6 percentile. Let that sink in. That means your score has to be higher than 94% of all the other people who took the exam in your subject. It's a huge achievement and really the first major milestone on this academic path. And what do you actually get out of it? Well, once you qualify, your certificate will literally say, qualified for assistant professor. This is what makes you eligible to start applying for teaching jobs everywhere, from government institutions to private ones. And maybe the best part, this eligibility, it's valid for life. You earn it once, and it's yours forever. Okay, so if NET is the foundation, what's the next level up? What's the goal for the absolute top performers? Well, that brings us to the highly coveted Junior Research Fellowship, or as we all know it, JRF. JRF stands for Junior Research Fellowship. But listen, this is not just another qualification. It's a prestigious, funded fellowship. It's an award given to the very top performers on the NET exam, and it's designed to financially support them while they pursue a PhD. That JRF tag, it really opens doors to the best research institutions in the country. So just how exclusive are we talking? The JRF is awarded to only the top 1% of all candidates. To put that into perspective, for every 100 people who take the exam, only one, maybe, will earn that JRF award. It really is the absolute pinnacle of achievement for this test. And the reward for all that incredible hard work is pretty significant. JRF awardees get a monthly stipend, right now it's around 37,000 rupees, to support their doctoral research. This funding is a game changer. It allows you to totally immerse yourself in your PhD without all that financial stress. Now this is super important to know. A JRF award automatically includes the NET qualification. Your certificate will clearly state you're qualified for both. But, and this is a big but, there's a condition. To actually claim that fellowship money, you have to enroll in a PhD program within 3 years of getting the award. Okay, so we've looked at both of them on their own. Now let's put them side by side. Let's have a little showdown to make the relationship between NET and JRF perfectly, crystal clear. So just imagine all the thousands of candidates who take this exam. The vast majority, we're talking 94%, don't quite meet that cutoff score. It's only that tiny top slice, just 6%, who successfully qualify for NET. And here's the most important visual to understand. JRF awardees are not some separate group. They are the cream of the crop from within that group of NET qualifiers. So first, you have to fight your way into that top 6%, and then only the absolute best from that group. The top 1% overall are awarded the JRF. So let's just summarize the key differences right here. For NET, you got to be in the top 6%. The main benefit, you're eligible for assistant professor jobs for life. For JRF, you have to be in that elite top 1%. You get both the teaching eligibility and that amazing PhD stipend, which remember, you have to activate within 3 years. You see, qualifying is just the first step. What really matters is what you do next. And your results, whether it's NET or JRF, sets you on one of two very different, very distinct paths. So this really does create two separate paths forward. With that net qualification in hand, your immediate next step is to start sending out applications for all those teaching positions you are now eligible for. But with the JRF award, your priority shifts. Your mission is now to get admission into a great PhD program so you can activate that fellowship. So after all of that detail, after all those numbers, what's the absolute simplest way to remember the difference? Let's boil it all down to one final, easy-to-remember takeaway. Here it is. If you only remember one thing from all this, make it this. NET opens the door to teaching. JRF funds the journey into research. It's as simple as that. One exam, two incredible but very distinct opportunities. And the path you end up on? It all comes down to your final score. Thanks for joining this explainer.